Hey everyone, so I'm back with a requested video from you all. Some of you guys had seen my previous haul video about Slimline dies and how many different sizes people have out there. And I'll preface this by saying I don't have all of the various different dies that people make, different manufacturers make for Slimline dies. I purchased the ones that I like and pretty much leave the rest to everybody else. So I'll say that. I'll do a comparison of the ones that I have and kind of give you some information so that you know, maybe perhaps what to look for in what you want to do. Okay, so the first thing, when this whole, oh, and I also have a set of mini Slimline, or mini Slimline. I'll just say that in air quotes because that's what people are calling them, sort of. And I'll separate those out. If this video becomes too long, I'll do a separate video. If not, I'll mention them at the end because I have a couple of different manufacturers for those too. When the regular Slimline cards, came out, people were talking about these cards fit in a number 10 size envelope. That's what this envelope is. You can see here, these are gold envelopes, and I have a lot of different colors because I bought a bunch from the paper source. You can buy them at probably an office supply store too, because they're a standard size. So this is a standard sized gold number 10 size envelope. It's very nice quality, but these cards are supposed to be able to fit in one of these, and you're supposed to be able to send it without additional postage. So here in the United States, that's one forever stamp, unless of course it's very heavy and bulky. It doesn't meet the requirements of regular, mailing postage. So you'd probably add another stamp if it was heavier or thick, or two, depending on how thick it was. So this is actually one of the card bases that I have that cuts. It's a die that cuts the base of the card for a quote-unquote Slimline card. Okay. And I've also made cards that are Slimline, and what I did was look up the dimensions for a Slimline card online. And so this dimension came up, okay? And you will see that this card base that's striped is not the same dimension as the pink card base dimension. It isn't even something that you can necessarily center exactly to fit so that from side to side it fits correctly. From top to bottom it seems to be fine, but side to side there is a noticeable unequal dimension here. So I wrote the dimensions of both of these down, so I'm going to give those to you, but you'll know that they both fit inside this number 10 size envelope. The stripe card is a little bit shorter than this pink one that is the card base. So the dimensions for the striped card are 8 5/8, that's this way, by 3 5/8, and that's this way. Now that of course is folded in half, so you would double that so that you would basically have a full size like this, right? So you would double that, and double that is 7 1/4. So this dimension end to end is 7 1/4. If you half it, if you score it down the middle, it's 3 5/8. Okay, that's for the stripe card. For the pink card base, and that is actually this die right here from Divinity Designs. It's called Slimline card base. It actually tells you on their packaging what it is folded. It's 3 7/8 by 9. So this is 9 inches across, and then this is 3 7/8. Again, you're going to double that. If you cut the base yourself, you're going to double that, and that is 7 3/4 for this entire width here. But when you half it, it's 3 7/8. Okay, just shy of 4 inches. Now, this, again, they say it on their package, it fits inside number 10 business envelope. Okay. And they both do. Now, as I said before, there are lots of different manufacturers out there that are making these slimline envelope or slimline card, you know, layers and stuff. So what I did was I actually went through all the dies that I had, you know, the ones that were from different manufacturers, and I looked at them, comparing them to these two different card bases. So I already gave you the dimensions for each one, and I basically sorted them into two different piles, and that's because some of these fit better on the pink card base from Divinity Designs with those particular card dimensions, and some of them fit better with this particular dimension. Okay, so that's how I separated them, and that's the best way I knew to give you an idea of how different these are. So let me go through the pink ones first, because I think that will help give you some idea of what we're talking about here. So this is a Gina Marie Designs card layering set, and I'm taking the biggest one out, and you can see here, if I try and center it, it looks really good on this particular card. Okay, on this particular, as a layer. It's not exactly as big, and I don't know if she has any that go all the way to the last dimension, but this one in particular, the largest one out of the set, looks good as a layer on this pink one. And I'm going to show you what it looks like against this striped one. It seems to be okay, you know, for both. So that's just something to note. Gina Marie Designs, it seems to fit both. Obviously the pink one is a little bit taller, but it would fit both particular dimensions I gave you. This is one from the Greetery. And of course, you know, the Greetery, she doesn't have a card base, she just has these layers. And these layers seem to fit really well on this card base as well. The pink one, you can kind of see this largest one here fits really nicely. It's not too much extra on each side, and there's about an equal amount on the top and the bottom. Showing you that same thing against this striped card. This one is where you'll see the difference. There's more spacing on this top area here in the bottom than there is on the side. So it's not an equal amount of space all the way around. Not that it doesn't look good, but you know, when you're looking at these and you're trying to figure out, okay, what's the best buy for me? I want you to know that, because they're not all the same, right? And if I were to hold this up against the Gina Marie one, it might be exactly the same, but it might not. Let's see, I think this one's bigger, so let's see. So yeah, the Gina Marie one has a little bit of extra space all the way around each of the actual cutting edge. So it's just a little bit. It looks pretty equal though, which is good, you know. So you could probably even interchange them if you wanted to. I'm going to try not to get these mixed up, because I have a feeling that's what's going to happen during this video. The next one is the dies to die for. Now, I only have this one, so I wanted to show you that against this particular side. It is really nicely spaced. It would look fine. There's a lot, I mean, it's hard because this is not exactly straight, right? But it does fit very well on that pink card base. If you try and put it on this black one, let me see. Let me turn this around. It's a little bit too big in my opinion, but it does cover more of the base up. So I don't know if you'd want to do that, but you can. I mean, obviously it will fit. It doesn't hang over the edge. So that is still nice. Rather than giving you the dimensions of each of these dies, which is not going to be productive, I don't think, for you, that's why I chose to do it this way. This is a Mama Elephant one. It's called Slim Window Dressing, and it's got a scalloped die all the way around out here. So I thought I'd show you that. If you look at this particular die, you can see how much gap there is. It's not an equal amount all around all four sides. the long side where my thumbs are, there's more of a gap than there is on this top and bottom. So I will mention it that way. And then if you were to look at it here, this goes almost edge to edge, and it fits very nicely. So if you're looking for, you know, something that does go edge to edge, it will work really well on this, the dimensions of this card. You know, and sometimes you just need to adjust your dimensions. I do have some others from Mama Elephant. I didn't even pull it out of the packaging, but this is another one. This has a straight sort of edge to it. This is the Slim comic strip. I don't even know why I have two on my desk from Mama Elephant, because I didn't bring all the other ones out. But here is that straight edge. So you can see there is a big gap here and here on the left. I don't know that I would necessarily use this on this size base. But if you were to put it over here, it takes up more of the space, and I think it looks better. So a card of this dimension, which I gave you at the beginning of the video, I will put the information in the description box, so you don't have to watch the video to see them again. But the information will be in the description box for the actual card bases, so you know that dimension. Okay? So that's the Mama Elephant. And again, I split them into two different piles so that you could see the difference. Now here is Pink Fresh Studios. She has a bunch of different layers that she makes, and this is the largest layer out of their straight edge die. And if you take the card, and I have to put it behind the card because it is the exact same size. It's the exact same size as this card. The largest layer that she has is the exact same size. Okay, so if I were to put it on this pink one, of course there's a margin around it, but the margin isn't equal. Okay, you have a little bit extra on the left and the right side, but the top and the bottom are edge to edge all the way up to the die. Now the die is going to cut somewhere, not somewhere on the edge of the die, it's going to cut in the middle. So you would still have some white space if you were to use this as a layer, but the layer would not be even from side to side. So a little less useful for that pink card base in that dimension. All right. The next one is this Whimsy film strip die. I only have this one from Whimsy, I believe. It fits really well on this particular card base here. Again, it's not exactly equal all the way around. You do have some little extra space on the top and the bottom than you would have on side to side. So it's not an equal distance all the way around the card. But it looks great here. If you were to put it on this pink base, a little bit more of a gap. I'm not as thrilled to see this, but it does look even. If you were to use it, you could probably get away with that and still be happy with what you're seeing. So there's that. That's from Whimsy Stamps. I don't know how many Slimline dies they have because I don't buy too many of theirs. This one is from the Ton Stamps. Now this is a cover plate die. That's a Slimline cover plate. I don't have too many of these because I'm not trying to buy all the different kinds. But if I were to cut this out, and I know the die is still inside the plastic packaging, there would be it would not be even all the way around. From top and bottom, it's almost the exact same size. From side to side, there's a little bit of gap. So it would look kind of strange to me to use this on this size dimension. For the stripe card, it would cover the entire card because it's exactly the same size. So it's exactly the same size as this card base in half. Okay. All right, this is a Trinity Stamps one. And Trinity Stamps actually has an envelope, and that's what this is. This is the envelope. So it makes, let's see if it makes the exact same size as a number 10. No, it's not the exact same size as a number 10. A number 10 envelope is actually longer than the size of the Trinity stamps envelope. So it's not a number 10 envelope that you're making when you use their envelope maker. Okay, I pulled it out just because. Now this particular die from Trinity is a Slimline. It's one of their bases. If you were to use it on this dimension card, it will go almost edge to edge all the way around. It looks really good here. Okay, but if you were to try and use it on the pink dimensional base, you have a little bit of extra room, and it's not equal all the way around. It's going to be a little bit extra on the two side, on the left and the right side, from how I'm holding it. It doesn't look bad, but you may want more, something that's more center, you know, less gap on the sides. At least I would. It's up to you. It's your preference, right? So that is the comparison of the different Slimline dies that I have. Like I said, there's lots of different ones on the market. So I just want you to know what you're buying when you decide I'm going to go with that one because I like the way it looks. If I have a scallop one, the next scallop one that I buy may not be the exact same size. See, here's a Mama Elephant one, and here is the Trinity Stamps one. Well, these two scallops are different sizes, but they might not be the same dimension. So I wanted to kind of give everybody that idea, and, you know, let everybody know that, you know, you might have different bases to start with, but they do fit in the number 10 envelope. One is just smaller. See, there's a lot more room in a number 10 envelope here than there is with that pink one, which I have lost now. There it is. I actually like this pink one a lot because it seems to fill the envelope better. This one has a little more room side to side. But they're both, you know, this one is a finished card, but, you know, if you're going to make something and you need the extra room, like because your image is kind of long or what have you, or you just need the extra room, these are great card bases for that. Now, let me talk about, I know we're at 17 minutes. Let me talk about the mini slims. The mini slims use a number 6 envelope, and I didn't actually, this is a number 6 envelope. And I got these from Tailored Expressions, but you can buy these at, again, it's a standard size. You can buy them at the craft store. The Tailored Expressions has a trifold dimension, and I didn't write the dimensions for you. I'll put them in the description box, but if you were to do a bifold card, one that you just fold in half, that is 7 inches wide, so it'd be 3.5 at the score line, and it is 6 inches tall. Okay, so 6 by 7 is what you would need to cut your card base. I only have one die that does cut a card base, and she doesn't call it Slimline, she calls it Cute Card. This is from My Creative Time, and this die is different. This die has a different dimension, so you would need something at 6.5 by 5.5. You see the difference? So I'll put that information in the box below. I do have one other, which I didn't realize. These are from Tailored Expressions. These are these Tailored Expressions? Yeah. These are the layers for their card bases. So they do sell layers, but of course, if I were to take this straight edge layer here, let's see if I can get it out. I couldn't use it on her card because theirs are taller and the dimension is wrong, but that's what these are. These are layers for her, for My Creative Time. You get these all when you buy her base, so you don't have to worry about that. But with Tailored Expressions, you'll have to cut your own card base to the right dimension. Trinity Stamps, like I said, they have their own mini slim, which I didn't even realize that I bought that set. It's been a while. And I haven't made one yet with this die. That's why it's still put together. Let's see. Does it match this one? Not really. It doesn't match the Tailored Expressions one, I can tell you that. And it doesn't match the one from My Creative Time. It's different altogether. So here's the card base from Tailored Expressions. It is taller and narrower. So it's not even anywhere near, you know, the Tailored Expressions one. Let's see. I can measure it for you. Now, these are layers, right? So this one is 3 inches wide by 6. And we said 6 was the one for the cue card, right? Nope. 6 was the one for this. Yes. So this would cut exactly the same height of the card, but then it's narrower, so it doesn't fit well because it is narrower. Yeah. It's 3 1/8. Or no, 3 1/16. Oh my gosh. Nope. Got my ruler wrong. 3 inches. That is so weird. This is 3 1/2. So you got a 1/2 inch wider than this one. So this is entirely different. You know, I would have to make a card base that's a little bit wider. And here's the envelope. So you want it to fit inside of a number 6 envelope. Number 6 envelope is 3 5/8. So you do have room. I would use this on a different size card base. So I can leave the dimensions of what I would use for this one, because if I were to use this outermost layer, I would definitely cut a larger card base than that, and then one that would fit inside the envelope. So probably 3 1/2. 3 1/2 by 6 and 1, 2, 3/8 maybe, or maybe go a little bit shorter. It just depends, but it seems to me, oh, this is 6 1/2. So yeah, I would just adjust my card base for this to be able to use it. So that's my video. I hope that was helpful. I don't know. I didn't want to go too much in dimensions because some people their eyes start to glaze over. So I wanted to do it in a way that was going to be helpful so you'd understand the difference. But if not, then I'm sorry. But that's what I've got for you today. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.